All right, so you want to learn how to run meta ads for your service business, for your e-commerce brand. In this video, I'm going to give you the understanding and the tools to do that yourself and how to actually run profitable meta ads for your business. So you want to be inside the Facebook Ads Manager. It's a really simple process and you can just log in and get set up. This video is all about actually setting up a campaign from start to finish and how to actually do it, what every bit of data means, and how to do it yourself. So you want to be in the campaigns tab on the left here where it says campaigns. Very simple. You have campaigns, ad sets, and ads. This is the anatomy of a Facebook campaign. Ads are the physical ads you are running. The ad set is what controls the ads, and the campaign is what you have all of your ad sets in if you are running multiple. It's a really simple process. What you want to do is click this green button called Create. And now depending on your business, you're going to pick two options most of the time. Leads, if you run a service business, you're a contractor, roofer, car detailer, you name it, this is what you want to be running. If you are in e-commerce, you want to be doing sales. Now, we're going to do a lead generation ad first for contractors. You want to click leads and then continue. Very simple. Now you're in the campaign menu. You have your campaign here, your ad set here, and your ad and other ads here. So simply name it. We're going to do a cold conversion campaign. Simple as, name it whatever you want. Typically good for when you're testing different things. So you might name your campaign the age range you're targeting, the location you're targeting, or you can name your ad set that or your ads that. Now you have your campaign objective and you have your campaign budget. You can either have all of the spend going across the ad sets, across the ads, or have a different budget per ad set. Now you can set this and have all of your ad sets a different price, or campaign, which is one of the simplest ways to do it. This is called a CBO, campaign budget optimization. Now this is perfect for a blue collar business owner, a contractor looking to actually get started with ads. You just select daily budget, however much you want to be spending. $20 a day to $50 a day for lead generation ads is a good place to start. When you find winning ads, and we'll get into how you find winning ads later, you want to scale your budget by 20% every 3 days, see how the performance looks, and then scale it up further, keep it the same, drop it down. Now, here you go. Most of this stuff isn't that important. You just want to make sure everything's set. An A/B test, if you are A/B testing and you want to test creative, audience placement, or custom, the creative, for terminology point of view, the creative is the physical image or video that the prospect, customer, client is seeing before they actually book in with you or buy your product. So if you want to A/B test, this means you are testing different versions of the same ad. If you're doing audience, you are testing different audiences with the same ad. Placement, you're testing the same ad in different places on the internet. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, anything. So we don't need to do an A/B test right now because we're just going through a basic setup that will actually generate you revenue in a good amount of time. So once this is all done, you really don't need to do much on the campaign side of things. Click next or select it on the left here. Now, name it accordingly. We're going to do cold conversion again. You want to select your campaign type, what type of conversion you want to be getting, whether that is through your website, an instant form, a messenger, an Instagram, a WhatsApp, a call, or through an app. Now, for contractor businesses, website or instant forms are going to be your best bet, as well as calls, because an instant form is something that pops up on the ad in Facebook that collects the user's data, their phone number, their email, their name, what service they're interested in. The website simply takes them to your website where they can also fill out a form that you have built previously to collect their data. We're going to do an instant form for this sake. Now, you will also have your Facebook page here, and you're going to want to select your terms of service. This is a new account, so you can just view the terms and read through them and agree to them. It's very simple. Once that's all cleared up, very simple, and you want to have a performance goal set. Do you want to maximize the number of leads or maximize the number of qualified leads? This is really up to you. If you're selecting maximum number of qualified leads, you will be spending more money and getting less leads because the leads you are getting are more likely to convert and actually train your Facebook account to go after those people. Now, you can schedule your ad to go live at a certain time, and you can also set it to turn off and end at a certain time. We're not going to set an end date because we just want to run this and collect as much data as possible. You can also set an ad set spending limit, whatever you'd like. If you have a certain budget, let's say $1,000 in the week, set it to $1,000. Now, you can use different audiences. We'll go into how to create an audience later in this video, but the audience is the people you are targeting. Either you have a suggested audience that is 18 to 65, all genders, all demographics, and this is where you can actually get in the nitty gritty of who you want to target. If you just set it to this, because we're doing a cold conversion broad campaign, leave it and Facebook will just find the right people to convert. And you can also create an audience. And when I mean create an audience, you can find people that have interacted with your content, either liked, shared, followed, or viewed your content in the certain amount of days. You can have 90, 365 days, and then Facebook will just show your ads to those people. It can also show it to anyone else. We'll go through it, but it shows you exactly who to target that you want. Now, you also select your location. Do you want it in Australia? And you can actually search up locations. So we could also have New York, right? Then select that as well. So you have 2 locations being targeted. And so you can actually set a certain radius, but we've selected 2 countries. So there is no extra radius we can add or change. What we can do though is, let's say Brisbane in Australia here, and we have Brisbane here, but we have 40 kilometers of within the city radius. So we can actually add this, change it to whatever we like. So in Brisbane, there is a radius of where people will see our ad. In this radius, the only people seeing the ad will be in this radius. Very simple. And this is great if you have targeted places, you only work in a certain area for your service business, then this is perfect. And reach more people likely to respond to your ads. So within these countries, your ad will be shown to certain people, and maybe people slightly outside of the radius if Facebook think they are more likely to convert. You also have this is the demographic of people you're targeting. Now, placements, this is where you actually go into where your ad is shown. Now, you can have a bunch of placements, but right now you just select your platforms you want. Right now, the best one is Facebook and Instagram, or just Instagram, or just Facebook. It honestly depends on who you're trying to target, where you think your ICP, your ideal customer, is spending most of their time. This is all fine. You either click next or you click on the leads ad here. Simply name it to whatever you want. We can do this cold conversion 1. So this is the first ad in the cold conversion area. You can have your Facebook page, which is required, and you can also create that separately or link your existing one, and an Instagram profile. See, if I want to run Instagram ads to my followers, then this is how I would do it. Simply click create ad. You can either create a new ad, use an existing post, or use a Creative Hub mockup. Either create an ad, or if you want to boost or advertise something you've already made on your account that's already displayed publicly, then you click use existing post. Right now we are going to create ad. Here you have single image or video or carousel. Now a carousel is multiple images, and a single image ad or a video ad is great. So a single image ad could be something like, attention homeowners, is your roof leaking? We can come out in the next day and fix it for you, and anything like that. Or a video with the founder talking directly to the camera about their service. The destination. So this is where you want people to go after they've seen their ad. Either it's in an instant form, it's to your website, it's to check out, anything. So let's create a instant form. Now, this is a very simple process. Essentially, the rule of thumb for a good instant form is the more questions, the less people you're going to get, but the more qualified they are. The less questions you have, the more people you're going to get, the less qualified they are. So we're just going to call this instant form test. And we want either more volume or higher intent. And This is really easy because either, you want more people who are less qualified and then you have to do a harder job in the sales process, or you have higher intent. So this could be through confirming their phone number and leaving a review through this button here. And you'll see on the right here is what your instant form begins to look like. At this point, we have 5 pages they might be needing, and you can add questions to this. Right now, it's just their email, their phone number, and their full name, as well as an SMS code that they need to verify. So this is a great way of making sure that the people you're getting are legit and not just filling out your instant form for fun, they're bored, or they actually don't need your service at the right time and they're just doom scrolling. Adding more commitment will get more like-minded, easier to close people. Now, sharing settings. Your ad, if it's open, that means anyone who shares your ad to another person, they can fill out that information. If it's restricted, only the people who were showing your ad on their phone can fill out your ad and actually submit their information. Now, flexible form delivery means every form will add or remove questions depending on the person who's more likely to convert. If you are extremely hard to convert and you are looking at an ad and this button's turned on that person's ad account, then Facebook might take out questions from the form to make sure you convert. So in the same case, we're picking if we want it manual or optimized. In this case, you can have it either off or on if you want it manually to check which ones it can take out, whether the questions and contact information is reordered, the intro is skipped, reordered, or shown in a different location. Optional questions can be skipped or shown at the end of the form, and message for leads can be removed or shown in a different location. So this is either if you want to manually check which things Facebook can play with, optimized is if you just want Facebook to do whatever it wants, and then off is the best form of action if you want full control over what you're doing. Now, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of how I would set up an instant form, typing out all of the words, because it's all specific on you and what you actually want to be doing. So we go next, and you write the headline and a little paragraph on what you're doing. You can also have a greeting, but the headline is, we're just going to call it instant form test, and you can either have a paragraph or a list. Just things. This form will be about you applying to get your company scaled by Connor. Right? Very simple greeting. People get in, they look at the form, they understand what it's for and how they need to go about it. You can also click remove greeting so it just doesn't have anything, so that the first page is literally their contact information. Or you can have it like this, they then click continue and then it takes them to their contact information. Now, for time's sake, so you actually get through and understand everything, we're going to go into questions next. Let's use a description. This info will be used to interact with you in the hopes of working together. Very simple. And you use these 6 dots on the side to order which one gets shown first. So if you want their email first, drag it to the top. Click optional if you want it to be optional for that person, and click the trash can if you don't want to ask that question. Incredibly important on the certain types of questions you're asking people. Their income threshold, anything about their health, Facebook does not like, especially with marketing. Do not be asking people about their finances. Do not be asking people about their health in the instant form on your website, because Facebook will actually go and check your website to make sure it's compliant. And don't be saying any outlandish claims about health or finances on your ad. That's an extremely easy way to get banned from running ads. Now, you can also add categories, whether it is a contact field like a WhatsApp number, a street address, a city, a state, a province, a country, a postcode, or a zip code. Usually stay away from a street address. Again, this is collecting data of real people. You can have demographic questions like date of birth, marital status, and relationship status, and military status, and education level. None of these are going to be important when it comes to actually adding value to someone's life through car detailing, roofing, any contract work. Work information, none of this is really important unless you're running an info product and you want to learn about the person's company that you might be working with. You might do their company name and work phone number, and national ID number. You do not need to be running this. Then we click next after you've written out and picked which questions you want to be in there. Then click next. Have a link to your privacy policy. So if you do have one, have a link to it. If you don't have one, then don't put a link to it, but you should create one. It is optional, but best case scenario, Facebook and I myself recommend that you link to one, and it will come in as the default on the instant form instead of Facebook's privacy disclaimer. Now, custom notices as well. So you can have any legal disclaimers and how their data might be used as well in terms of their privacy. Simply click next again. This is the review screen. So this is just a little chance for people to look at what they've done. This is their privacy policy page where they can look at your privacy policy and Facebook's privacy policy. And then this is the thank you page. So this review screen is in the middle, and it actually just shows the business owner and the lead, well, I've submitted all the right information. Then they go through, click to the ending. Thanks, you're all set. So you can just say anything you want in the headline of the thank you page. Looking forward to speaking on our call. Easy. You can visit our website or exit the form now. Easy as well. You have a link to the website where people can click, and you just simply add the link to your website here with a call to action. So the call to action could be anything. Book a Calendly call now, anything you want. And you can have it to chatting people on WhatsApp. So they fill out the form and then it opens up a chat on WhatsApp. You can actually have it so it clicks call business and then it calls you, anything they want. Maybe the view file, maybe they want to look at photos of your work. If you're a roofer, anything, a detailer, click view file, and then it actually just shows photos of your work, which is another really easy way. You click this, and it's a really easy way of showing and nurturing that lead. You can also have connect leads in Messenger, so it starts a conversation on Messenger, same as the chat on WhatsApp. And it's just after the lead submits their information and agrees to receive information and messages from your business, it will actually start a message conversation on WhatsApp and Messenger that you can then go and interact them with and directly talk to them. After you've done all this, it's going to ask us to do this. We're going to have a call number, anything, and just have your phone number here. Then create form and you are all set. Very simple. And then also you can have all of your different forms for different purposes linked here in the archive page or the active page. There's a few more bits before we're done build account and ad, and we'll go into the audience settings. But ad creative, this is where you actually drag and drop your image or video ad. So it could be anything, could be a photo. All of these have warnings because they aren't the right size. Let's just use our profile picture as well. This gets into where you get into media cropping. The typical thing is, right, Facebook loves to change up people's ads. I'm going to say this directly. Usually, just make different versions for each size. You don't want to crop it, replace it. Just make different versions at different sizes for every ad, and then have each different version here through the replace tool. Click next. This is where you get into the text. So the primary text is what's seen above the ad. You then have the ad image or photo or carousel, then a headline, then a description, then a call to action. That could be booking a call, sign up, apply now, download, get a quote. So a great one is get a quote for service businesses, or learn more, or book now. Great ones to pick. Then click next. This is where Facebook does more random things that you don't want it to do. It's going to generate AI images of your existing ad because it thinks that that'll convert better for a human audience. It uses AI to think how a human would actually think something looks good and conveys the right information. And right now, yes, we are literally using CIJ Media's company logo, but whatever photo or video you are running, usually image, it is going to make some stupid photo that you do not want to run as an ad. And we're going to get into it as well in a second. This is notorious, this page, for being useless. Sometimes you are going to come on this page and every single one of these toggles is on. You do not want it to be on. Do you want random music that's made by AI? No, you do not. And it's going to ask you why you turned it off. So simply turn it off It's also going to try and add an animation. Turn that off. You want to make sure everything here is turned off before you ever run the ads. Then you click done, and there you go. A simple way is, now that you have this whole section in the middle here built out, and you have the ad set up, the creative logged, you have your primary text, which you can go back and re-edit through here. You don't have to go through that whole setup as we just went through. And you can go through creative testing, where you compare up to 7 different versions of your creative in a test. That's essentially an A/B test. You can set up your CRM. So you would click setup, and it would take you to your Google Sheet, and you just apply a code to the Google Sheet or whatever CRM you're using and apply it that way. Right now in this video, we're just trying to get ads running to an audience with the right amount of spend, and that's it. So you also have URL parameters and any third-party reporting tools that you want to be using. The great thing is, now you've built out this entire ad, this cold conversion ad, and the only thing you're going to need to change per ad is the physical image or video you're running. So what an easy way to do, instead of going through all that again, is click on the left here and click quickly duplicate. And let's say we want to do 4 and 5 total. You're going to now have 5 of the same ad, and all you have to do is go through and click the remove media button on the ad creative. And then that way you can click and use a different image ad. For example, this one of a story I used on Instagram of how we were helping out a new client in person. Super easy. And then you go through the whole process again and change the text and do the image generation. See, let's have an example of what this looks like now after actually submitting something that isn't a company logo. You'll see it's got a new tint, a random lady here. I don't know why she's here. She wasn't in the photo when I took it. We have other ones like this. Who are these people? Why? Who is this? This has nothing to do with my business. And it genuinely makes no sense. What is going on here? Why is there a light bar on my laptop? So again, make sure none of this is turned on, because you do not need it. Facebook will say there is a 10% click-through rate lift. No, it isn't, because people are used to bad AI quality. Click next. There's going to be some more here. Make sure this is all turned off. You don't want this on. Just turn it off. You're going to notice that when you actually control what you're running on Facebook and whatever type of data you get, you know it's from you. If you're getting bad results from your ads, you know it's not because Facebook turned on some random animation on your ad. You know it's bad and you're getting bad results because the actual ad you're running is bad, not from whatever Facebook might have done in the background. Simple. So go through however many ads you're running in that ad set, just change each physical creative and the rest of the settings carry over. And then that's perfect. You click preview to publish. It'll go through, you'll understand everything here, but another great way to actually publish it all is click the X button, and you'll see here, you're in the ads tab where everything is in a draft, right? To just publish everything at once, just click this button, publish, and it'll go through, publish all the ads now. So you need to add your payment information. My payment information isn't connected. Fill out your payment information, click next, and then actually just add everything and then click publish. And you'll notice it takes time to get set up, but when it properly goes live, you'll get a notification and you can go through and see how they are doing. A good rule of thumb that I tell all of my clients in my Done With You program when I teach them how to run ads is never turn an ad off until it's been 3 days live, because Facebook goes through a process where they learn who to show your ad to, and the more conversions you get, they optimize the people who convert, and they go and chase after people similar to the people who have already bought and applied to work with you. So it's a really easy way. Don't be too hasty. If your ad hasn't generated results in the first 2 days, don't turn it off, because Facebook is still learning where to show it to. But after that, you should be getting consistent results from your ad. And you know by looking at the data which bit of the ad to improve and which different things to test. You'll see here, results is how much revenue you're generating through e-commerce or how many leads you've done. Cost per result is how much it's costing you out of your ad budget to get a lead, to get a sale. the budget. This will just show how much you're actually spending. Since we're using campaign optimization, we know that $20 is getting split among these 5 ads. The amount spent per ad, the impressions, which is the number of times that your adverts were on a screen, which means it can be shown multiple times to the same person. Reach is how many different people saw your ad at least once. This is the end date if you set an end date. Your bidding strategy, so you want highest volume. Your last significant edit, when you last actually changed the ads. Quality ranking, engagement rating, conversion rating. These are all things that Facebook check with AI. So if you're looking here and the quality ranking is low, below average, anything, that's usually Facebook just looking at the ad saying it's going to perform poorly. But if you actually look at how many results you're getting, your cost per result, how many people it's being shown to, you can actually figure out what your click-through rate is, how many people are actually enjoying the ad, and if it's converting people. You don't need Facebook to tell you that the quality or the engagement is bad. You can literally look at how many clients and customers you're getting, how many sales you're making, and how much it's costing you per sale to make an accurate depiction and get an understanding of which one is performing the best. If they're not performing well, you know in which area, depending on the click-through rate, the impression rate, the CPC, all of it, depending on which bit is bad, you can figure out which bit of your ad is bad. Now let's get into creating a custom audience around your Instagram profile. It's very simple. Click on the 3 buttons here and audiences. We're going to leave this page because we actually don't want to publish these ads on my account. You want to publish them on yours. Here are some other ones I've been using, but you can create a new audience, whether it's a custom audience or a lookalike audience or some saved audience you've already made. A lookalike audience is just similar to an audience you're already running. So let's say you're running an audience in your ads that is 30 to 60. Maybe the lookalike audience is 28 to 40. Similar parameters, but different. And a custom audience is great because this allows you to do something called a retargeting campaign. And a retargeting campaign is just showing people your ad again, or showing people who didn't convert the first time from one type of ad, a different type of ad, or showing people who interacted with your content before more ads so they will convert. You can do this through different sources, whether it is the people who submitted a lead form but didn't convert, the people who added things to their cart but didn't pay, people who went on your Instagram profile and didn't actually buy anything. So we're going to go on Instagram profile and we're going to click people who engage with this account. So people who started following account, people who engaged with the account, people who visited this account's profile, people who engaged with any post or ad from this account, or people who sent a message to this account, and people who saved any post or ad. Now, a really great one for any contractors, service business owners, and info products is to play around with each one of these. So maybe you want to just start showing ads to followers. Maybe you just want to start showing ads to leads in your DMs. Then you click the message one. But let's say engaged and people who saved, right? So you want to show this ad to people who engage with your professional account in the last 365 days, but you don't want it to be shown to people who saved any post or ad that you've made in the past 365 days. You can name this, let's say, saved exclusion. And then a simple description, which is optional. Then create audience. Now it's easy. You have your engaged 365 days and your saved exclusion. These are all different audiences. And then when you go into campaigns and you actually want to start using these, we're going to actually delete this campaign because you've already shown how to make one. Now we're going to go into leads. We're going to go, all of this is exactly the same as it was, and we're doing an audience. This is the actual point where you add your saved audience. So you can click the one we just made, the saved exclusion, which is excluding people who save content, but showing it to people who interacted with our account. And then simple, you go about everything the same, but you just know that it's going to be shown to people who followed you, people who message you, and Meta will take time. It can take up to 3 days to actually get the entire audience sorted because it needs to go through, in this case, your Instagram following and find them, list them, and then you simply go through everything exactly the same. You can navigate up the top here, figure out which ads are performing the best, figure out which ad sets are performing the best if you want to ABO, CBO, anything like that. And that is how you can actually run good ads, get them going very quickly. That took me 34 minutes to show you how to do this, and it takes not much longer for you to do it yourself. If you actually want to work with me and my team to implement this same system and scale your business, whether you're a service business, an e-commerce brand, an info product owner, you can apply to book in a call with the link in the description. If we think we're a great personality fit and you actually work extremely hard, we only work with certain people and we only take on 4 clients per quarter because we want to make sure we've done the best per client. We've done over $2 million this year alone in client revenue across 5 clients. So thank you all for watching. I look forward to talking to you on that call.